Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Today, we have an exciting Webfest where we will be talking to Cirque, Zuma, and the Masters of Soul to discuss cultural representation and diversity in the performing arts market. Right now, we have Cirque, Zuma, who they are currently on the road, as is Masters of Soul. They are doing sound check now. So we're going to go ahead and start with some questions for Cirque, Zuma. How long have you, what inspired you guys to start a career in the performing arts, and how did Cirque, Zuma come about?
Oh, we needed a way to expose the African culture to the world. So we were like, why not take it, since we are the holders of that culture, let's spread it to the world. So we needed a way to do that, and it was through performing arts. Actually, Cirque Zuma started in 2005 as African Acrobats International with the mission to teach African culture to the world. And then in 2011, we became Cirque Zuma, and it is a program whereby we teach the African culture through performing arts. So that's how Cirque Zuma really came about.
That's wonderful. How long have you all been performing together? You said 2005. Is that for the current troupe, or how does the process work in terms of who goes on the road with you all?
Oh, thank you for that, because it's a little bit confusing for people at times when we say that, when we say the timeline. Cirque Zuma is quite huge. It started in 2005, and we have some members who are still in there in the group, but we have a lot of members who come in and go because we are constantly getting in new talent, getting in new acts and performers. So the three of us here and the other team that is not in the video, we started working together on this tour on the 30th of January when we started off in Florida.
Yeah.
What different things do you guys each perform, just out of curiosity?
I do drums.
Drums, awesome.
Yeah, I'm a percussionist and African bamboo play. I do acrobats and I do comedy too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And we have got other performers who do a whole lot of acts. We have contortion, we have many other acrobats in the group. We have dancers as well who do African traditional dancing. And yeah, balancing acts as well, and foot juggling. So it's a whole lot of acts all put together to bring out one show.
Very cool. So out of all of the shows you've performed over the years, have any shows in particular stood out? Did you have a favorite show or a favorite place that you visited on tour?
Well, on the favorite, let me be honest with you, because I speak to my peers and people I work with, my colleagues as well. I wouldn't say we have a favorite show. Every show is unique and different because it's a different audience all in all. So it's a new experience. So after each and every show, you're like, wow, that performance was amazing. We did great, guys. So I would say every performance is special in its own way. So it's a favorite. But I personally, in terms of places we've visited, you know, I've been to New York. I love the architecture there, the high-rise buildings. It is amazing. And I also remember when we went to Illinois. In Africa, we don't have snow. And it was my first time, like when we were in Grace Lake, you know, stepping on the snow. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So yeah, that was one of my favorite locations as well, apart from performing. Any favorite locations, guys?
No, you killed everything.
They're saying they share the same sentiments.
Well, in that same vein, as a touring artist, have you ever performed in a location where members of the community may have lived their whole lives without being exposed to someone who isn't like them, whether that's race, religion, or simply lifestyle? And if so, what did that interaction mean to you? And how did that realization make you feel?
Yeah, it means a lot because sometimes you finish a performance and some people come and show their appreciation, and some people, they say like, hey, you have made my day. I was feeling like sick, but after seeing your performance, now I have a new life, you know? Like I met someone, she was like 70s, like 70 years old. And she told me, you know, when you are performing, you remind me my time in Tanzania, like during 80s. I was working in Tanzania in a certain village. So I haven't seen that until today. I'm seeing it again in the US. So you can get some feedback like that. So that means a lot, you know?
Yes, and also just to add to that, this interaction is really special for us because people are responding positively. So we get to also understand and appreciate our culture as well. Like, wow, people love this. Yeah. I'm proud then to be coming from this culture that people are appreciating. So it really, that interaction is really special to us.
Awesome. Has performing for these audiences that may not have been exposed to African culture, has it influenced your own thoughts and approach to how you treat people that are different to you?
Definitely, because I have people appreciating my culture. So I've also learned, and at group level as well, we have also learned to appreciate other cultures. We also get to learn a lot of things from them as we are sharing with them. And that really makes the connection between people of different cultures much more unique and much more fun because we are appreciating each other as the human race.
In certain communities, an audience's exposure to culture and diversity may be limited to only what they see on television or the internet. Knowing that your show could be a unique opportunity for an audience to experience African culture 3D live and in person, how does that influence your performance? Like when you're getting ready to perform, go on stage, does that help you, or what is your thought process before you go on stage?
Oh yes, the first word that comes is energy. Give them the energy because it's a live audience, so it pumps you up. Like, I'm going to show them the real deal, guys, let's go and do this. And so it really makes us want to do it more, like we're going to show them the real way it is, because when it's on TV it could be edited, so it's not really like wow. But when it's live, with the way people react, it pumps you up as an artist. Like, I want to do more. I really want to showcase and show off with the skills that I got. So it boosts the energy levels and it boosts the zeal to want to perform as compared to being on TV.
So what are the different types of audiences that you've played for? Would you say that Cirque Zuma is a show that people of all ages and different cultures and everyone can enjoy? Can you speak a little bit about how different age groups and different cultures have taken in your show and reacted to it?
Oh yes, so we have got different age groups. We have got day shows and nighttime shows. And usually our day shows, we have school kids coming to those shows. And in the nighttime, it's like family shows. So all the ages are catered for. And, the younger audiences, they are amazing. From the start of the show, they are all hyped up. They are happy. They are excited. They are cheering us up. So I would say the younger audiences, they show, like, they are not afraid to show how excited and how appreciative they are. And I would say they give the biggest round of applause. But yeah, we still love our older audiences as well. But yeah, we have got all audiences of all age groups and different race and cultures, and that is very special and important for us as performers.
Have you ever gotten questions outside, like after the show, about your culture, and what kind of questions have you gotten from audience members after the show if you're doing a meet and greet?
Oh yes, we have been asked a lot of questions. Like, when we are performing, we've got a costume that we have to wear. We have to look a certain way, and it's always African oriented. So you have people asking questions like, so is that what you wear, like in your day-to-day life? So then you have to explain that, oh, this outfit is inspired by this. It represents this culture. We actually wear clothes and like this and all that. So this is like a representation of the African culture. Because in some of our performances, we have some people would think that Africa is one country. They think Africa is a country. And when we get to interact, that's when they get to learn, like, oh, Africa is made up of different countries that have got different cultures and languages. So that meet and greet is so important to us, because it not only limits us to having people assume what they have seen on stage and have their own conclusions, but it also helps us to be ambassadors of our culture. We get to do that. So as Cirque, Zuma, we would say on and off stage, we are quite ambassadors, and we have a lot of questions coming our way, and we are quite happy to give the positive responses.
Beautiful. So I know one big topic in pop culture right now is cultural representation and diversity. So why is this important to you? Why is being diverse and sharing your culture important?
This is very important, because when you come to the country like America, you can see the value of different culture, but all the people live together as one. Even though that they may have some difference, but when it comes to culture, they stand as one. So today, even back in Africa, we have different cultures, but when you live in Africa, then you can start realizing the differences. As she has been saying, like, people, when they see us from Africa, they see us all together as one. But inside, we have diversity of culture. So when you come to the country like US, then you find how the infrastructure and design of bringing people together and experience something and learn from different culture in order to grow up that culture of diversity, but together, like togetherness.
And also to add to that, on the performance, on the side of being a performer, that is more opportunities for us as performers, that they are including this cultural diversity in the pop culture and entertainment. So being an African, and you have that included, it means, oh, I am a true representative of that culture, and I am getting an opportunity to be able to showcase that. So as Cirque, Zuma, it's very important to us as performers, because we're getting more platforms to perform due to this inclusion of cultural diversity in pop culture and entertainment.
And also, apart from being only advantage on the market, but also we learn something to take back home. You know, so it's a two-way traffic, because here you can experience how the culture and technology works together, because the way we find the platforms here to represent our culture, it's totally different with back at home, because it's hard to find like big theater and that culture of people coming and watch performance on the theater. You see, so this is a big thing, and it means a lot. And we learn a lot as also we share our culture. Two-way traffic.
Awesome. That was a great answer, guys.
Yeah.
So I guess, kind of, number 8 is the same thing. So, so the next question is, you guys have obviously been touring for a while, but what opportunities have you had through touring that you wouldn't have had otherwise?
I think opportunities, they may be different with people, because some other people, they can see opportunity on creating network, you know. Other people, they can find opportunity as getting more exposure, you know. But also we get opportunity of access to things and experience new things while you are on tour.
Yes,
so this is like
going from one place to the next, to another, the exposure, networking, meeting amazing people who appreciate what you're doing. If it hadn't been for touring, that opportunity was never going to come. You wouldn't know if you're doing good, and it makes us, you know, appreciate what we do more, because we are touring and we are taking it to the people.
And also like the learning perspective, because like in Africa, like where I come from, nowadays there is no that culture of passing through the old culture to the young ones. So find that also we are facing problems of mixing technology and expression, you see. So when you are coming to such country like this, then you get opportunity and learn new ways of preserving the culture and sharing. So this is one of the big opportunity to experience that kind of culture and also take it while also giving it.
Beautiful. So
Yeah.
when you guys have performed in different cities, have you ever run into other Africans that may have, you know, moved to America? Have they come out to see your shows, and what do they say? And then also, outside of that, like, is what they're saying about your show different than a non-African? Is their experience different than someone who's not African, or is it the same? Do they share the same kind of sentiment?
Most of the time you can, like, if you're coming from Africa, you can tell, like, someone has learned maybe a dance routine, you know. So formally and practically is good, but there's some expression, because when we are talking about African culture and African art, we are talking about the expression of the daily life activities from a certain group of people. So sometimes you may learn and you may understand, but the expression will be different between you who is not from the certain area where that culture is coming from, because that is the real life of the daily activities of a certain group of people.
Yes, and just to add to that, between the people who are African and those who are non-African, their appreciation is totally different. People who have moved to America, they are like, wow, you have taken me back home, you know. So they sort of like reconnect, and you know, they appreciate, like, oh, you have just done a great thing. I remember home, we used to do this and that. And then we have those who are not, they are amazed. They find the moment so breathtaking. They're like, wow, I never knew a person could do this. This is amazing. This culture I love. So the appreciation or the feedback is quite different, but at the end of the day, it's all good feedback.
And sometimes also you find, like, when you are doing some kind of acts performances, like back in Africa, most of the time art, it becomes like more than art. It becomes like the daily activities. So when you start doing a dance back in Africa, like, everyone can come and join and do it. You understand? So sometimes we are trying to bring that culture also here. Like, we do it participatory. Sometimes we take some people from the audience and they join us, so that they not only be the audience, you see, but also you can be a performer. So when they come and the way they express, then you find that you're all coming on the same page.
Have you ever found some undercover talent on the
Oh, so like, I wish we could take that one with us there. Quite good.
Awesome.
So you all are very seasoned performers at this point. If you could go back to day one, when you first started performing, is there any advice you would have given your former self when you first started?
Yes. I would have said to myself, oh, if you're going out there with Cirque, Zuma, capture all the moments. Because there's a lot of traveling, there's a lot to see. I would be like, when you go out, capture all the moments, because there is a lot you're going to see. And most of these moments, you miss them because now you are so busy and you regret, oh, how come I didn't manage to capture that? But well, it's all on the focus of work. But that is what I would have told myself, my old self.
Yeah, I think she's saying the same, because sometimes you feel like you want to share what you're experiencing with the people back home. Also, like to give the same thing to people home, to see how other people, they appreciate their own culture. You understand? Yeah.
That's great. Very good. Very
Awesome.
good.
Yeah.
So how long have you guys been performing on the road? How long have you guys been touring?
It's a month now, right?
Together like this?
Each of you. I know you guys have probably all joined Cirque Zuma at different points.
Yes. Yes, we joined Cirque Zuma at different points, but I've been doing this touring stuff for under a year now. But these are my seniors, yeah.
I've been doing the tour like almost four years. I've been Zuma.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
For me, with Zuma, this is like a month now doing a touring together. But I'm connected with Zuma from the time I'm home in Africa, you know. So most of the time, like with some colleagues in Africa, practicing the different acts, you know, but in Africa.
Because at Cirque Zuma, we have got a base in Kenya and Tanzania, whereby our founder, John Jacobs, scouts talent from there. So yeah, we get to connect.
Beautiful.
Gotcha.
Your performances bring joy to audiences across the nation, and the reviews speak for themselves. We know because we've been getting them. How does it make you feel to be pioneers and positive representatives of your culture and history during a time where there's social unrest and division?
I feel like I'm playing a very important role. I feel like I am an ambassador of something positive, because sometimes when we perform, you have people who come to you and say, you just made my day. That was special. I feel much better after watching this. Some pressure has been released. So it feels so important to us that it's not only a job that we're doing, but we're also serving in, you know, making the world a better place and spreading positive vibes, good vibes, and people get to enjoy and forget about the other troubles that we face in life.
Yeah, also to me, it's like, you know, when I started learning different kind of artistic culture when back home, I couldn't know if it would take me to the world in different parts of the world. So coming to the strong multicultural country like America, it means a lot to me. And it shows me that I am standing on the shoulders of my ancestors and take my culture where they thought that it could be. So today they are not there, but today I'm here. So I am spreading the love and the culture where I come from, because where I come from is the base of who I am, you know. So presenting my people from where I come from to the world, this is a big deal to me.
Beautiful.
That's great.
Yeah.
So what is something about your show that maybe venues or audience members would be surprised to hear about?
Sometimes, you know what, we travel like for long hours, and then we come, we perform. The energy level is the same. If you were to tell someone we were traveling for a lot of hours, they'll be like, no, you're lying. Because they always come and say, that energy, like you were so vibrant because of the energy level in the show. So that they would find that surprising. But we love what we do, and we do it with a lot of passion. So I think they would find that surprising.
Yeah.
What's your secret? Lots of coffee or sugar?
I think it's in the bone, you know, the terrain. The terrain in Africa is really, you know, rough terrain. So we get to exercise a lot. So it's in bone.
It's made that way.
So just one last question to cap it off. What would you like to say to the presenters who continually work to expose their communities to different cultures and experience? What do their efforts mean to you?
Oh, their efforts, they are very commendable. We are so thankful to them, because they are not only creating a platform for us to perform, but they are also taking a different culture to their community so that they learn about different cultures and they get to appreciate other cultures that are different from them. What does that do? The next time you see somebody in some other part of the world who has got that culture you have been exposed to, it's easier for you to interact. It's easier for you to create bonds and connections as a human race. So we are so thankful to the presenters of these shows who are taking the different cultures to their communities, because they are creating platforms for us and they are making us connect as a world at large.
Yeah, and also, like as she said, you know, they are doing a great job, because not only for bringing culture here, but as I said before, this is a two-way traffic, because when you are traveling from the countries like where we are coming from, this also, it gives life to the culture, because when the young ones, they see you traveling, then everyone loves traveling and experiencing what is going on in the world, because it's like we humans, you know, we learn from each other. So when we are coming here, we exchange, we learn from each other. We learn some things that we take back to our culture, and our people here also, they take something from us. So this is the big deal, and we would like them to put
continue.
more effort and to continue.
Yes, we do too.
So thank you very much.
Thank you. And before we leave, would you all mind introducing yourselves? Because I don't think we've done that yet.
Can we, like, we'll have to
We'll edit.
but can we
Ladies
pretend
first.
like it's the start and we're all introducing ourselves?
Ladies first.
Yeah, you guys.
All right.
Okay.
My name. Oh, you're gonna start. Oh, you said you're gonna start that side,
Yeah,
right?
we'll start it over. We'll just
Okay. We didn't come here.
beginning. All right. Hi, thank you for joining us today. You are here with ECE and Cirque Zuma and the Masters of Soul. I am Diana, and I am an agent with ECE.
I'm Nima. I'm also an agent with ECE.
And I'm Danielle, and I'm the marketing and agent assistant in the division, formerly the intern.
And joining us is Cirque Zuma. And if you guys would
And
introduce
my name is Kawadza. I am from Zimbabwe, and I am a drummer, I am a singer, and a dancer. Like, it's a whole lot that I get to do.
And my name is John Kalama. I'm from Kenya. I'm an acrobat, and I'm also a comedian.
Yeah, Kauzeni Liamba. I'm a percussionist and also blowing African traditional instruments.
Beautiful.
Very good.
Very cool. Well, that is it for you guys. So thank you so much for joining us on your day off. I know, right? You guys are off today. So I appreciate taking time out of sleeping to talk to us today.
Thank you very much for
Thank you.
having us. We appreciate
Kwaheri.
Bye.
Kwaheri,
Kwaheri,
bye-bye.
was in Kenya. Kwaheri.